There it is. I thought it's not going to come up. But here we are in the middle of vineyards with a sunrise just for you guys. And wanted to share some more bits and pieces behind my personal story and the transformation from slavery to freedom, from digital slavery to freedom, which freewithtech is all about. I've spent 15,000 of hours in the front of the PC screen before I reached 20 years old, and did that mostly just by sitting there and playing video games. Maybe some of you relate to it, and some of you don't. I get it. And there is also the second part of my journey. And after 20s, I studied computer science and got employed as a programmer, as a software engineer, and this gave me another 10,000 of hours plus to this time. And if you sum it up, it's quite significant, I would say. And there is something you inherit by living this way. You do by living in any other way, I guess. Everything has a footprint associated. Every activity leads you to a certain direction, and this kind of a extreme, as I view it today, caused that I didn't see the boundary between the real world and this virtual world of social networks and games, different kinds of virtual realities, such as forums, groups that you use usually just for exchanging information and meet in person, right? But for me, it was the whole world. You don't see that boundary. It's maybe kind of weird. Sounds kind of weird to you. I don't blame you. But there came a point in my life, a breaking point, in early 2023. And, there is the whole timeline that I wrote down on the website of freewithtech. So if you want to check that out and get the full picture, and I invite you to do so. But in early 2023, I got this ambition to build my own startup. It's something that some of the people want to do if you are in the tech industry. And high performance is required in such ambitions, and you have to be able to focus. But I couldn't. There was this merging of two worlds happening. I couldn't be productive at the time. Constantly bombarded with streams of notifications, being immersed and not really having the energy. For some reason, I was drained mentally and had started to making those important decisions that led me to this point here today, eventually, where I'm able to speak out loud about my own path and the transformation that I've undergone. So it was at that point in time, 2.5 years ago, and the sudden events that had started happening at that time, because of my decision to follow this startup mindset. Um, it caused me that I had to go through the stack reset, and for me that meant that I stripped off all these distractions that I mentioned. So kept only bare essentials. So I had just a phone number and an email, and for some period of time that was very refreshing. For some reason, it was something that I thought I would keep doing, right? And it felt good, just to embrace the present and don't get distracted so much and don't get pulled into this virtual world. Um, but yeah, eventually I knew that this point was coming where I would reintroduce those tech tools into my life. But yeah, it was really a pivotal moment to move everything into paper journal for me. It was life changing, and uh, it is even today. Uh, this is the very reason I built the two Apple Watch apps, uh, Axis and Joe X. You can find them in the description of this video. They are released now, so maybe you could also leverage some benefits that they bring into daily life as a low friction tech. Yeah, it's such a turning point in my life that it has led me to all sorts of decisions, and yeah, eventually building the two apps. But even beyond, like, I think I'm so much more sensitive to seeing other people being immersed, and just want to do something about it, right? Want to bring this level of awareness into their life that there is a better way to use these tools. I mean, eventually most of us will come to this point naturally. I think when we are growing up, we want to become more productive and so on. um, but maybe for some people, place like this freewithtech could be life changing, I guess, the same way it was for me 2.5 years ago. When I didn't find it, I found some methods um, that helped me kickstart my transformation. Mm, you know, Most notably Bujo and deep work. You know, but there wasn't this predefined path that I was supposed to walk. So I took ownership and decided to just control the wheel and steer it where I thought it would be the best. So yeah, I guess just these thoughts for today. Yeah, I wanted to tell you essentially that this time spent in the front of the screen has attacks on it, and it develops you as a human being in a totally different direction than people who are not spending so much of the time in the front of the screen. So it's a totally different worldview. I can sense it in daily interactions. And I know there are many people who have similar mindset than mine, which is influenced by this time spent in front of the screen. So if this was something that resonated, I'm very happy for that. And yeah, leave a subscribe if you want to hear more, uh, you know, from me and I'm posting on a weekly basis. So see you guys.